All right, y'all, what's up? I know I'm late with the review. Girl, I'm so stressed out because my niece has been texting me talking about she's bored. So she wants to go somewhere. So I was trying to tell her that I have some videos I need to make. Um, and then we could talk about if we're going to do something or not. It's still kind of early. It's not too late, and it's Friday. It's only 6:45. So let me go ahead and try to hurry up with this video, and then I can talk to her so she can stop stressing me out and we can figure out if we're gonna do something or not. I just want to go out to eat. But they want to go out to play. It's too late. We're not going to a park this late at night. Well, it's not late, but it's dark outside. We're not going to no park. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I don't know, girl. You know, they just want to do what they want to do, but they don't really. They're kids. We're not going to a park. um, the only thing I'm willing to do right now is go out to eat, and then we can go out for some ice cream afterwards. But that's pretty much it. And then we could probably go to Walmart and buy a toy, and then that's it. And that's it. That's it. Or we can wait until tomorrow when we could do something early. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so I want to start off by talking about this. Jen Shah. When I tell you, I was just saying that when I tell you the Housewives have been keeping us busy this week. So this is according to people.com. Jen Shah early prison release date revealed after RHOSLC alum serves 33 months. Jen Shah will be released from federal custody earlier than expected. People can reveal exclusively the Federal Bureau of Prisons has approved a December 10th departure date for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City alum. The decision marks the latest reduction to the 6.5-year sentence she's been serving since February 2023 for her role in a long-running nationwide telemarketing scheme. Everyone's very grateful for the BOP's decision, especially because it means Jen will be able to reunite with her family for the holidays. Shaw's manager, Chris Giovanni, tells People, it's a gift she doesn't take for granted. Listen, I'll put the link to the article in the description box. I knew Jen was getting out of jail because every time, we knew she was going to eventually get out. But every time we looked up, Jen's sentencing was being reduced. I was like, Jen gonna be, I was thinking it was gonna be sometime next year. I am kind of surprised that it's gonna be basically in a couple of weeks, but I was thinking it was gonna be sometime next year. Um, she's getting out. So I guess now the $1 million question is, will she be returning to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? I know that Andy does not see it for Jen. But the fact of the matter is, Andy even said out of his own mouth, while he's one of the loudest, while he's a loud voice in the room, he's not the loudest. So I think for a lot of people who believe that Andy is the one who puts down the hammer, that's not necessary. That's not the truth. We know Andy does not want Jen back on the show. I don't necessarily need to see Jen back on my television screen. Now, what I want, it doesn't matter. Okay? And what Andy says is not the last hurrah. You know? He don't see it for Jen. But like I always say, girl, the thing with Bravo, the thing with the girls, they move the line. They don't know how to just be concrete in a stance. You don't want Jen back on the show. I don't want Jen back on the show, but I'm just saying you don't want Jen back on the show, but you'll let Apollo come back to the show, back to the show, to a different show, Married to Medicine around doctors. You see what I'm saying? It's like they move the line so much depending on the person. While I completely agree that what she did was disgusting, scamming old folk. But on some real stuff, if we're going to be honest, even though Erica Jane is not in jail, and I don't think, well, I don't want to say that. Her husband, you see what I'm saying? Like, at some point, they're going to have to stand in something and stand beside it. Girl, y'all move the line so much for people that it's hard to keep up with where you stand. Either you're going to stand for it or either you're not. If we find out you're getting over people, you gone. You can lie about RAPE, hey Phaedra and Portia, but you'll come back. And the only reason why I hate to bring this back, and I hate to bring Atlanta into this. The only reason why I believe Phaedra even was gone for as long as she was is because they had more stock into Candy Burrs. If Candy Burrs would have said she can come back the next year after Phaedra pulled that stunt, Phaedra would have been back. It wasn't because, girl, Phaedra just got fired and they didn't want anything to do with Phaedra. No, it was just that, girl, we have more into Candy than to Phaedra. But if Candy says, because Candy's whole stance was, if she comes back, I'm leaving. She can't stop nobody from being hired, but I can definitely leave if she comes back. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, I just think that Bravo is going to have to figure out what they stand for and what they're not going to deal with. I don't want Jen back on my TV screen, but it does look crazy that you don't want Jen back, but then you let everybody else run amok and act a goddamn fool. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. Do you think that Jen will be returning back to the show? I was asking one of my friends, what did he think? And I was saying how I thought that I could see some of the ladies trying to usher Jen back into the show. Please, please, please believe. The same way Heather Gay said at that reunion and told Andy to his face, Monica Garcia being hired for the show is the reason why the women who really want to be a part of the show don't want to be a part of it, because look who you bring onto the show. And she got Monica out the door. And you know those ladies refused to film with Monica. So these ladies have somewhat of some power, right? And I do believe that if enough of them probably hollered and screamed that they want Jen back on the show, especially with Salt Lake City receiving the love that they receive and being loved by a lot of the viewers, I could see them I could see their word meaning something and carrying some weight. The same way on Married to Medicine, they got Sweet Tea on the cast, and then when it was time for Sweet Tea to go, they gave Sweet Tea the boot. You see what I'm saying? Like, the ladies do have a say-so. They listen to the ladies. I could see, believe it or not, I could see Angie being an advocate for Jen returning. I could see Lisa. I could see Heather. The only person I could see really drawing a line in the sand and not wanting anything to do with what's his tougher name? Jen, is Mary. And I think Mary may eventually come around if, everything looks, if the money is right. I don't know. I guess we'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised if she made an appearance on what's next season? Season 11. And this season is not over. They have not started filming the new season, so there's a chance. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, if she comes back, I'm still going to watch. But I just don't want her back because I feel like she'll just mess up I think Jen will mess up the groove. I really do. Because Jen, baby, the fact of the matter is, girl, you're not in charge. Jen thought she was in charge. And maybe she was. That's why Heather was kissing her ass the way she was. But Jen, you're not in charge. Let's get into the review. Okay, y'all, we're just going to talk because I got to get up out of here. So Whitney, I put Whitney's house is nice. Whitney has a very nice house. I have a question. Do y'all think that Whitney, because the way I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, the way that Whitney made it seem was like her and John could be, not John, what's her husband's name? Justin. Like due to them, losing the money from her business, like they were just pretty much one step away from being on food stamps. Do you think that Whitney was lying just to try to use that as a part of me feels like Whitney, even though they lost their business, because Whitney was over there, girl, selling those necklaces that cost, girl, $1.99 for $75. Okay. Girl. I don't think that Whitney and Justin are struggling as much as she's trying to make it seem. I think that was just something like, yeah, we have to just restart and rebuild. And because I mean, I know you can't judge a book by its cover because people will live, outside of their means, and people will put on stunts and shows, and they really are struggling, even though it may not appear. But a part of me feels like that was just something that Whitney tried to push. Anyways, I'm sorry, y'all. They are so fake. They are fake. So they are having a potluck at Whitney's home, basically in support of Britney because they say Meredith acted like a goddamn fool on that plane. I'm not saying that, I think Meredith did something on that plane. I do. I do. Do I think it's to the extent that they're trying to make it? No. Do I think that Meredith was probably cursing Britney out? Yes. Do I see her probably pulling on Britney's chair? Yes. Do I see Lisa basically helping Meredith tag team Britney by talking shit too? Yes. I believe all of that happened. I believe Lisa was probably like, yeah, bitch, you fucked up. Yeah, you fucked up. Girl, my sister gonna get you, hoe. I feel like that's what Lisa was doing, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and act like Britney is not throwing a rock and hiding her hands. I don't know who started the beef between Meredith and Britney, but all I know is that night on that yacht, Britney brought up Meredith's husband and an alleged mistress. Why are we acting like, and then Britney's trying to act like, oh, I was just trying to be nice and blah. Girl, no, you don't. Yes, while Lisa and Meredith have definitely been on a roller coaster with their friendship, the fact of the matter is we cannot compare Lisa and Meredith's friendship to Britney and Meredith's, right? There are a lot of people out there who are willing to forgive and move forward with people who they have some type of investment in their relationship, right? I've been knowing this person 10 years. So yeah, if they might do some fucked up shit, I might be willing to forgive them. Bitch, I just met you the other day. I don't have to deal with you. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So for Britney to feel, or even other people to feel like what Britney said was okay and that it wouldn't be a problem, it would probably be even different if Meredith and Britney liked each other. But they don't like each other. So why would you think that it would be okay for a person who you don't get along with, who you said every time you say something to her, girl, her head starts to spin and she goes from 0 to 100 real quick. Why would you think it would be okay to bring up a rumor about a mistress and her husband? You see what I'm saying? So for everybody to be, not y'all, I'm talking about the people on the cast. For everybody to be like, oh, I feel so sorry for Britney. Like, it's given like she's just this helpless little lamb. And she's not at all. Britney, you wanted to bring up the rumor about Meredith's marriage. I'm not mad at it. That's what the show was about. Y'all be messy. Y'all bring up rumors and gossip. Cool. But stand in it. Stand in it. Yeah, I mentioned it. Because I don't like that bitch. That's what she should have said. Anyways. Basically, I'm with Mary. They all basically they had a man come and make bears because, they threw the unicorn that Jared purchased Britney in the ocean. And they all recorded messages for Britney. Girl, bitch, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of screamed. Girl, when they got to Mary's stuffed animal, girl, they said they were asking Mary what did she say. She said no. She let her listen to it. It was nothing. Girl, she hit play on the stuffed animal, and girl, it was just silence. I'm with Mary. Girl, I'm gonna come over because girl, I gotta be here because I'm trying to get my coin for the day because I need to shoot these scenes. And I'm gonna be nice to the heifer, but on some real stuff, girl, I don't fool with her like that. You know what I'm saying? Girl, y'all are fake. It was all fake to me. It was just a fake scene. And when I tell you, girl, the way they are turning on Meredith, shit, girl, one thing I love about the Salt Lake City girls is everybody can get it. The way they have switched on Meredith just like that for Britney, the way that Whitney was saying how she's found her comfort, I'm paraphrasing, but Whitney said something like she's found her comfort zone with this group of women. And Britney, I mean Whitney. Now all of a sudden, girl, now this is your comfort zone. This is where this is your safe space. I said, oh girl. I mean, it's Meredith's time to get whacked. The girls on Salt Lake City, girl, they will whack each other. Girl, they really will. Okay. Anyways, okay. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, so Whitney brings up the fact that Bronwyn is not wearing her wedding ring. And so Bronwyn basically tells everybody that her and Todd are going through something. It was a story about Todd liking pictures of. Listen, this is the thing, girl. Everybody looks at men. Everybody looks at women just because you get married, just because you're in a relationship. I hate when people say stupid shit like that. I saw this lady talking about that the other day. Like, why do y'all get in relationships and think that people just not gonna look at people? Like, it really is dumb. Like, you think just because I'm with you now, all of a sudden a bitch go blind, a nigga go blind, and I'm not gonna see a fine nigga or a fine girl walking down the street. Now, I think there's ways you can go about it, right? If we walking down the street and you just like looking at bitches like, damn, she got a fat ass, damn, you know. Anyways, but I do feel like I'm saying all that to say, I can also understand how it's like, girl, you really sitting your old ass on a plane just looking at different women on your phone. You know what I'm saying? And now it's gotten back to your wife after she came out with a story about you supposedly cheating on her. I think it was emotional cheating or whatever, girl. It is kind of like, Todd, girl. You couldn't wait. Like, you really sitting on your plane in first class probably, scrolling through your phone, just looking at random women. I don't know, girl. Some stuff I can get. Mary and Robert Jr. Robert Jr. is, girl, he's still getting high. Now, high off what? I don't know. You know, there's levels to it. It's one thing to be high off of edible, off a little weed. It's another thing to be high off crack and meth. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know what he's high off of. I just know that at the end of the episode when they were going to church, they had a 2-year renovation on their church. And Mary said that when Robert Jr. came to get in the car, he was high. And she said, And so I guess she must have sent him back in the house. I saw the other day that Robert is still getting in trouble. So I think Robert probably has relapsed. He even told his mother in the scene that all of his friends have relapsed. I don't know. It's just sad because he's so young, and I don't know. It's not gonna get better until he wants to get better. And that's just what it is. Baby, let's talk about this. Oh, John and Lisa. Baby. I felt bad for John and Lisa, believe it or not. You know why I felt bad? I talk a lot of shit about people in these job-ass relationships and marriages. I think it's one thing when I look at your marriage or your relationship and I can tell that it's toxic and abusive and I'm like, bitch or nigga, you need to go, right? What are you doing? You need to get out of that shit. It's horrible. With John and Lisa, I think what makes it sad, and even other couples, is it just appears as though they may have started to grow apart. And I think that's what makes it sad. Like, damn. Like, I know relationships come to an end all the time, but it doesn't appear that it's just this toxic, abusive relationship. It just looks as though, girl, they have probably outgrown each other. And I was like, damn, this is really sad. So, anyways, let's get into it. So, John and Lisa. Um, and another thing too, I don't recall Lisa being that open about her marriage. Maybe I just don't remember. Um, Girl, hold on, my niece texted me. Girl. She want to go get something to eat now. Good, because that's what I wanted to do anyways. She put then tomorrow question mark we could get something to eat. I told her we can go tonight if I hurry up and finish. Or tomorrow, it doesn't matter. She said, okay, let's do tonight because I'm hungry. Anyways, okay. Okay, so Lisa and John. I don't remember Lisa being this open about her marriage with John. I did miss one season of Salt Lake City. I didn't watch. And even with the other seasons, I just don't remember her being this open. Again, not to say that it didn't happen. I probably just don't remember. Lisa is telling a story to John about how he basically pissed her off the other day because she was trying to tell her thoughts to Henry. And then John stopped her and said, or you were trying to tell him how to think. Lisa says in the confessional, I'm a grown woman and I'm a mom and I don't want to be corrected on how I speak to Henry. And this is my thing, right? I don't give a fuck if you're a mama or a daddy, a grandmama, whomever. Just because you're a mother or a father, a parent, doesn't mean that the way that you're speaking to your child is the right way. What if what you're saying to your child is fucked up? And John has every right to step in and say, hey, your approach your approach is a little fucked up. Maybe you should change the way you're saying what you're saying to him. Or how about you let him think on his own? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the conversation consisted of because they didn't really go into the details, the specifics. But just because Lisa is a mother doesn't mean that you cannot be wrong in what you're saying to your son. And if John thinks that what you're saying is wrong, yes, he can say that it's wrong. Then they start to go back and forth. John says, sometimes you don't listen. And then she put, no, you don't listen, baby. Why John said, probably 95% of the time I don't listen. Lisa does give me that her word is the law. Lisa does give me that she does not allow John to speak. She does. It's so fucked up that John basically says, I tune you out. John said, I probably don't even listen to you 90% of the time. That means that when Lisa starts talking, he literally just tunes her out. And then she says, I'm a great listener. And then he was like, you're a great listener? And then he got his phone and he started to mimic her and what she does. Like, yeah. He basically says that Lisa is always on her phone. Yeah, what'd you say? Yeah, what did you say? What did you say? Girl, he started laughing in her face. It was mean, but I felt like it was the truth too. Like, girl, Lisa, you're probably not that great of a listener. Based off what I've seen, maybe it's because this is the plan for you and John, for John not to really say too much in the scenes. You know, I do believe this. If you don't want the light to be shined on your marriage, the best thing for you to do is tell your husband when these cameras come around, keep it at a bare minimum. Don't give these motherfuckers nothing to work with. Because the first minute that we, the viewers or the producers, see something in your marriage, girl, the crack gonna go just like this. So maybe John is really not a very talkative person, right? He's not like a Joe Gorga. He's not like a Peter, you know. He's not a very talkative person on the show, from what I remember. And again, maybe that might be something that a plan of theirs where when the cameras come around, don't really say too much of anything. But based off what I've seen, Lisa is the one who's always talking. John is just sitting there. So either that's a plan that they have, or either John just feels like, I'm just not going to talk because you're not going to, whatever you say, whatever Lisa says is what Lisa is what it is. And I think that's part of the problem too. He said, like, you don't really take any of my ideas into consideration. Girl, John said pretty much at this point in our marriage, girl, it's just about business. And if they're not talking about business, then we're not talking about nothing. Damn. Lisa starts to cry because she said it hurt her feelings. But girl, if that's the truth, that's the truth. Now maybe that's something y'all need to, not maybe, girl, that's something y'all need to work on. But at this point, it sounds like y'all relationship is just strictly business. And I felt bad for Lisa when she said, you don't even hug me anymore. And he was like, yeah, that's about right. I really felt bad. Like, I talk a lot of shit, girl, about these job-ass relationships that some people be in. But when it just looks as though, girl, maybe y'all have grown apart, it does pull at my heartstrings. Like, damn, like, it's not like y'all just hate each other, you know? It's not like y'all over there just beating each other ass or being emotionally or physically or mentally abusive or financially abusive. It doesn't give that with John and Lisa to me. Maybe I'm wrong. It just appears as though maybe y'all have grown apart. It was just sad to me. But it really was sad to me when she was like, you don't even hug me anymore. And he was like, yeah, that's about right. I don't know what John and Lisa are going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. I hope they can figure it out, though. Maybe they can, maybe they need to go to therapy. I mean, sometimes when relationships are over. I mean, every relationship that ends does not end necessarily because, oh, my man cheated on me, or my wife cheated on me, or she a ain't shit bitch, or he a ain't shit nigga. Sometimes marriages end because people really do outgrow each other. And it's nothing that was just so traumatic in the marriage that made us pull the plug. We just stopped being in love with each other, and we just outgrew each other. It's sad. Shout out to Lisa and John, though. Britney and Jared. I put Jared think he's the prize. Britney, and I put Britney ain't shit. Britney, I thought that Britney was supposed to be taking a 30-day fast from Jared. Anyways, so Jared basically is jealous. I think John called and told Jared. I'm sure that Lisa must have called and told John that Britney was basically flirting with all the men on the boat. And I guess Jared feels some type of way about Britney flirting with the men. But as she stated, like, we were on a 30-day fast. We were on a break for 30 days. And I mean, girl, it's just flirting, girl. You like she was out there sucking dick, And even if she was, I'm sure you was out here banging other women. Hello? He basically tells her that he needs someone more stable. I don't know what the hell that meant. And you run every 5 seconds. Now, okay, in Jared's defense, Jared is kind of fine. I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at Jared like, Jared kind of fine, and Jared got a nice little body on him too. I was looking at Jared like, oh, Jared is an older fine little white man. I know that's right. If she don't want him, I slam dunk him tonight. And then all of a sudden, of course, Britney didn't like what Jared said. And then she basically leaves. And I was like, you really kind of just proved his point about any time basically something doesn't go your way, you run away every 5 seconds because, girl, 15 seconds later into the scene, you get mad at what he says, and girl, you run away. So I was like, he kind of clearly has a point that, girl, you know. Um, but other than that, I put Britney, she's so dramatic. Um, she ain't shit. But, you know, at BravoCon, Jared was at BravoCon and her daughter was at BravoCon. So I think things are okay with Britney and her daughter. I mean, at least I hope they are. Um, I hope she's doing her daughter right. But it also still feels like Jared is not going anywhere. Ugh. Britney's an ancient mama. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully she got it together. Um, Bronwyn and Todd, girl. Bronwyn basically, what it sounds like to me, Bronwyn is tired of sleeping with that old ass man. And Gwen is a grown ass woman. Well, she ain't grown, but she 18. I mean, she grown. You know, 18 not really grown to me. But, you know, she's an adult. She's a legally an adult girl, you know, so now I'm kind of a little bit more free. I think Bronwyn, listen, Bronwyn don't want to be with Todd. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. I don't think Bronwyn wants to be with Todd anymore. I don't. I think Bronwyn has checked out of that marriage. I think Bronwyn realizes her spot on Salt Lake City is solidified. Bronwyn is not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay? It's weird. Todd got too much attitude for me. And he too grumpy. I'm all down, girl. I get it. You know, Bronwyn probably had to do what she had to do. She found a rich white man who was going to take care of her and her child. It is what it is. At least that's what I think Bronwyn did. But, girl, that's why I got to have my own money because I'm not being around some grumpy old ass man who always seemed like he got a fucking attitude, who just grumpy and grouchy and just, ugh. Bronwyn wants to be in an open relationship. She probably want to fuck other niggas. Okay? I'm sure she do. Todd is like, basically, no. I mean, child, you probably already out here cheating anyways. I don't know. Bronwyn gonna have to figure something out. But the thing is, they don't even have a prenup. That's what she said. So I don't know why she. I would have been. Let me tell you something. As soon as I'm telling you right now, baby, by the beginning of season 3, I'll be filing for divorce. Like I said, Bronwyn's spot is solidified on the show. Bronwyn is not going anywhere anytime soon. So she good. I've been filed for divorce from Todd's beginning of season 3. Girl, my girl is grown. I'm done. Girl, it's a wrap. I don't have time for this. Girl, your attitude is fucked up. Girl, I don't need you no more. Girl, that's how I would be. I tried to give Todd the benefit of the doubt by saying, you know, because I do understand. I've never been in this situation before, but I can understand how for some of these people, they do not want to do reality TV. And they're just trying to be supportive of their wives, right? And here I go with this camera in my face, and we got to talk about our sex life and talk about our business and all this shit, right? So I can get how you may not have the best attitude. But at some point, it's also like, girl, just try to show up and be. I know you're showing up for your wife, but at least try. And when you come into the scene, girl, just try to be fake, basically. And I tried to give, even with Charles Oakley, Charles even would come and shoot scenes and he cooked with the women and had a good time and laughed with the people. You see what I'm saying? Like, even Charles tried to like be there. Todd just always gets me grumpy. Like, ugh. so Mary, basically, they have a church scene. Mary is opening up her church again after 2 years. I thought it was really, really sweet. Girl, so Mary and Angie are friends in real life. You know, sometimes you don't really know if these girls are really, like, they really fool with each other like that, like that, like that. Why I figure that is because when Angie was walking up, a lady named Aunt Debbie, her and Angie ran to hug each other. She was like, "Oh, Aunt Debbie." I said, "Oh." And Aunt Debbie was happy to see Angie and everything. I said, "Oh, girl, so Mary and Debbie are like cool." I mean, not Debbie. Mary and Angie are like cool, 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 cool. Like, they're just not like, girl, no tea, no shade. They're not like Candace and Wendy to me. Like, I think Wendy and Candace are cool. I think they're friends. I think they text each other. But I think it's just kind of like, girl, when we text, we text. When we don't, we don't. Girl, that's my sister. I love her. I'm not going to say nothing negative about her in public, right? Like, I think they're friends. But I think that, like, I think that Angie and Mary are like friends, like, where, girl, their families hang out with each other. You've met my family. I've met yours. Even outside of my husband. Like, you've met my aunts and probably cousins and shit. I think that's so cute. Because I didn't think that Mary and Angie were cool like that. Girl, if this my niece texting me, girl, I'm going to scream. Oh, no, okay, never mind. Girl, I'm sorry. Sorry, girl. I thought she was texting me again. So anyways, girl, no shade. You know I'm a little judgmental. Okay, a lot of judgmental. You know I got some old school ways. I do. You know, some stuff I'm just a little tad bit traditional on. When Whitney walked into that church with that short ass skirt on. Now I will say she did have some dark stockings, but I said, now Whitney, you know damn well that skirt is too short. I said, girl, you know that skirt is supposed to go to your past your knees, on top of your knees at least. Girl, not Brittany. Whitney had on a mini skirt. Cause I know that's right. But she had on some dark stockings, so stockings, tights, whatever. But the skirt was short. Meredith had on a short skirt. I said, baby, y'all girls, no respect. No respect for the church. No, but I noticed that. But like I said, Whitney had on some tights, but the skirt was a little short. I think Meredith had on a short skirt. Meredith walks up with a boot on her foot. She said she sprained her toe. Girl. So Bronwyn said, girl, what happened to your foot? And then she was like, yeah, I sprained my toe. And then why Heather messy ass said from kicking Britney? Girl, not y'all about to start getting into an argument in front of the church house, girl. I said, girl, y'all are so messy. Anyways, girl, that was pretty much it. Not Meredith, Mary gave a sermon. It was cute. Everybody was crying. It was sweet. All right, y'all, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. I got to get up out of here. Bye, y'all.